Hi, this is Brian, Brian8 on the forums. I'm going to show you guys how to make the basic call lanyard. It's kind of raining out right now and it seems like a good time to do this. Maybe help someone if they don't know how to do it. Just got back from the dentist, so I got Novocaine, so my lips all swollen up and sound kind of funny, but other than that, this should be a good video. Okay, so what you first need is you're going to need a paracord, a 550 paracord. You can get it online, or like some of the sporting stores carry it. It's really cheap online. Just like, I think this was like $6-7 on eBay. It's 100 feet. Really strong stuff. Consists of the outer sheet with 7 to 9 inner strands. It's pretty strong stuff. So you're gonna need that. You're gonna need a ruler or measuring tape, a lighter, scissors. You probably want a pen to mark some stuff down. And then this is gonna be your slide, your choke slide. This is just a broomstick that I cut in 1-inch chunks and then drilled a hole through them. You can use antler, anything like that. You could probably just find a stick out in the woods and, you know, trim it and then drill a hole. Hopefully this year, if I get a buck and I feel like cutting into it, or if I find some sheds, I want to make some with antlers. So what we're going to do is, the body of it consists of 3 of these braided together, just a classic braid pattern. You can do them with other patterns, but I found it works just as fine with the 3 braid pattern, and it's a lot quicker and easier to do. So you're going to take your paracord, and then we're going to need 3 strands that are 56 inches long. So let me set this down, and I'm going to start measuring them out. So what I do is I just do 5 12 inches, and that gives me 60, and then I just take 4 off. And here's our 56. So now what we're going to do is we take this, cut it with the scissors, like so, and then you don't even need to measure again because you can just use this as your guide. Now the ends unravel really easy, so you want to make sure that you don't get them like things like, we'll burn them after, but just be careful where if you push them really hard, because they'll unravel and you'll have to start over. So measure out again, 56, cut it. You're better going a little bit over than a little bit under, because you can always trim it up but you can't add more on. So I'm going to pull it over again. And then trim it. So then I have all this other paracord. Try not to knot it up like I just did, because it's annoying to undo, but I'll fix it later. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take our paracord and we're going to get them all together. So you get 3 strands and just pinch it on the one end. I'm going to grab the tape. And what we're going to do, let me zoom in a little bit so we can see this, is you're going to take the tape and just wrap it around and hold all those ends together like so. Zoom back out. So now we basically have it like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another piece of tape. It's got to be pretty secured, so let me change the view a little bit so you guys can see. Now it takes a few minutes to do, so hopefully I'm going to try and speed this up, but if not, you can fast forward a little bit through this. So take the tape, make sure it's on here good, and then stick it right to the table. You're probably gonna, I like to put 1 strip across. Zoom in so you can see. Put the 1 strip across, and then put 1 on each side. What you're doing is you're just holding down the paracord so that you can braid it. Okay, now when we start our braid, let me move the light so we can see a little bit too. It's pretty dark right now, so it's hard to see. So what we're going to do is you want to lay these out flat, so you have 3 like this. Pull all your strands out, so you have your middle, and then these 2. So basically you're going to go over with the one, and then over with the other one, and make an X, and then bring the other one over. And then it's just a pattern, just follow the pattern. Okay, that pulled out. See, that's what, we didn't tape it hard enough. So let me rip this back off. even you've been doing this, I've been doing this for a while, and it's still every once in a while you won't tape it good enough, or something will happen like that, and then it pull out and snap, and then you don't look that smart when it happens. But so we're gonna just do the same thing again. Take the tape it down good, and it's kind of a pain in the ass when it happens sometimes when you're taping it down and then it snaps and you're like halfway through it and then you lose your braid and you have to redo it over. Braiding's a pretty good skill to know. I mean, it's not just like a little girly thing to know. I mean, because if you're ever in the woods and you need to braid something, you can make rope a lot stronger by braiding it together. So anyways, we lay back over, and we can choose either strand to start with. I'll take this one. I go over, pull that one over, that one, and then you want to make sure you're pulling them snug every time you do it, because you don't want any space in there. So then you're going to keep doing that. And now when you do that, this happens. It tries to braid up on the other side, so you have to keep pulling that one out so you don't like braid on one side while you're doing the other. So we just keep doing this. And then if, right now I'm going kind of slow because I haven't done it in a little while, but if you get good at it, you can do like the whole thing in like a minute, if that. Paracord's really cool. I like it because you can make so much stuff out of it. You can make like survival bracelets, and then if you're ever in a survival situation, you have like 20-some feet of rope. I have a few I made. And then what's nice is right now this is like 550 pounds each strand can support, so technically if you braided this all together and used it, you could hold like over 1,000 pounds. Like, helps a lot, and you can just use it for everything. You can make knife handles and stuff out of it. It's pretty cool. My friend wrapped, he got just a blank knife blade, and we made him a handle and stuff out of it, and it looks pretty cool, and it's easy to make. So anyways, I'm getting this back farther. I'll try and zoom back a little bit so you can see. That's forward. So as I go backwards, I just keep doing this. And now it cuts down the length a lot. I'm not sure how much. That's why I had to play with it at first when I first started, because I didn't know how much it was going to actually take to make like a reasonable sized lanyard. But then I finally was playing with it, and I found 56 is like the perfect thing. It's a little bit extra so you can adjust it, but that's what the slide's for. So you can make it basically one size fits all. But I made a lot of them way too short and a lot of them way too long. When my grandfather passed away and I was up in Massachusetts, I had a lot of time because I was out of school for a week or two while everything was going on. So I had a lot of time to myself, and I just decided to try messing around with some of these things and figure out how to do this. As you can see, I'm almost back there. But just keep it pulling tight. You don't really want any gaps. But our coyote season opens tomorrow, and I just realized all the lanyards that I had made I sold off a little while ago on the forums. So I'm gonna make this one for me, so hopefully I'll be able to get a coyote tomorrow, maybe after school if I have time, if I'm not working, or Saturday we're definitely going out. But like these lanyards aren't necessarily just for predator calls. You can also make them for like hunting calls. Like if you're deer hunting or something, you want to hang all your deer calls on them, go for it. Or like if you're duck hunting. And there's basically, when you make them, I'll explain it more later, but you make the drops for it, and the drops you can basically put as many on as you wanted. Like I generally don't go over 6 because then the calls start rattling together and then they start getting tangled up. But if you could figure out how to space them and like shorten the drops and stuff like that, you could go up to like probably at least like maybe 10 calls on a lanyard. Okay, as you can see, there's a lot of stuff here. I only have a little bit left, so I'm going to keep going all the way. Now it seems like a lot, but you have to remember that it doubles over and hangs over your neck, so you want to make sure there's enough. But 56 inches is definitely good. I mean, I'm like 6 foot, and that's fine for me. Like I don't think you would need any bigger ever. Generally my choke's like almost a little bit under halfway up, and that's probably what most people would.